Can you see me and hear me okay? Just a second to make sure it's live. Can you see me and hear me okay? It's live. Just a second to make sure it's live. Hey there. Mess up with the calendar and everything. I really hope you by answering some of the questions that you have. For starters, I would like to go through the interface quickly to show you the main features and perhaps some of the settings and prefs that you may not have found yourself. So, after that, I would like to take some of the questions that you guys have. So after we do the walkthrough, feel free to ask any questions that you have in the live chat. Okay, so my screen with you. All right. So basically, let's just do a quick overview of starting a new project for your site. So as you create a project in Website Auditor for the first time, you can do it this way. Normally, you would just proceed and click next, and that will do it for most sites for a basic crawl. Look into, the settings that we have, the preferences that you can tweak. If you have any specific requirements to the crawl, check this little box over here that says Enable Expert Options. And in a second, on the next screen, you're going to see a bunch of settings to tweak. The first one, I'll just go through them briefly so you understand what each one does. The first one here lets you imitate a certain bot. If you'd like to crawl your site following robots.txt instructions for, I don't know, Google Mobile, Bing, etc., it can do that. Specify a specific user agent in here. There's a list of predefined ones available, and you can also specify a completely custom one if you know what you're doing. Also limit the scan depth. This will be useful if you have a really large site and are only looking to do like a basic crawl, some of the most shallow pages of your site. And here you can also check the search for orphan pages box. So this one will look through Google's index and your sitemap to find some of the pages that may not be linked to from anywhere on your site. So those are the isolated pages that you might have. The filtering tab gives you to filter some of the pages in to only collect pages from your blog, etc. To the pages out, so you can exclude your blog or forum from the crawl if you'd like that. Also specify what kinds of resources you're interested in analyzing. So to also analyze JavaScript, CSS, images, etc., or you can just leave HTML for a basic crawl. Tab lets you reduce the speed at which Website Auditor crawls your website. So really very useful, but if your site is hosted on a free shared server or something, that can be useful that the crawl goes on all right and your hosting provider doesn't block it because it's generating this load. If you've got a bunch of custom parameters in your URL, then you can also filter those out in here. So if you just uncheck this box, pages with various URL parameters will be counted as different pages. Those parameters will be ignored and Website Auditor will still understand that this is one and the same page. And the last one here, the advanced options, all your site subdomains, if you have any, added to the same project. Script in here. This one is useful if the content on your website is generated dynamically. Also crawl password protected sites. your entire website or some area of it is password protected, you can just specify the username and password in here. It will also be crawled and analyzed. So as soon as you create a project, the first thing I would do is I would jump to the site audit dashboard in here. A really user-friendly of all the data that we've collected and analyzed. This is really actionable, and what you've got here are the most important technical and SEO factors. You need to look at the errors, the most important factors that you really need to fix as soon as you can. Click on one of those here, pages that by this factor. And you can actually download them by clicking this button, so you can forward, the list to your developers, etc. The second in importance factors, the ones with the orange sign in here. So worth fixing for sure, and then the errors. Got info factors. Generally, they can be totally fine as soon as you know what you're doing. Like in here, it says resources restricted from indexing. As soon as you did that, with understanding of what you did. So if you just want to review that list, and these are actually the pages that you want to restrict, about these info factors. We've got the pages dashboard. Spreadsheet-like view of, the same data that you just saw. But what it lets you do is it lets you really analyze the data the way you want it against the exact factors that you want. It's got a bunch of tabs in here. We call those workspaces. So you can analyze the on-page stats, the structured data markup, the links, etc. And for any page that you select in here, you can see, all the links that lead to this page, go out from the page. You can see all the images that it uses, all the resources. Handy way of, looking at which pages link to this page, which pages it links to itself, etc. Workspaces in here are totally editable. So if you just click this button, you'll see like a window that lets you add columns or remove the columns that you don't want in this view. You can also create a completely custom workspace that that only includes the data that you want in there. In the factors you're interested in, and click OK. So this is your custom workspace. The whole thing about this pages dashboard is that you can really filter out the data to look at it from different perspectives. So if you click on the little filter button in here, you can add various filters and, for example, only look at pages that contain something in the URL. You can actually filter by any of the columns that you have in this workspace. So this is handy if you're looking to, explore your site, pages with, I don't know, a certain code, etc. And then under site structure, we also have the all resources, which lets you analyze HTML, such as JavaScript, CSS, images, etc. And you can also see which one of those are available, which status code they return, and so on. Let's go to content analysis. Personally, this is my favorite part of the tool because it gives you like a really in-depth of each individual page that you target, for any keywords. You've got the content optimization factors. I told you they have a different status. So there are the warnings and the correct ones. Once you're done with these factors as well, And here you'll see, a bunch of useful information, like, for example, mobile friendliness, page on mobile, which of the, mobile usability factors you're not quite getting right. Yeah. And basically here in the corner, you're seeing your page's overall optimization score. So 79% is solid score. That's something you should, aim at. Sorry. Next up is the content editor. This one lets you edit the pages, in app. This is advice that you've got here. It recalculates in real time. So type anything, add content, remove content, do anything you like. The factors in here, they're going to be updated in real time. And as soon as you've reached that, perfect optimization score, you can just save the page by hitting this button and then go on and upload it to your site. If you like, you can also edit the HTML code of the page by clicking this one. So go to title and meta tags and see, what it looks like. And you can also rewrite the titles and descriptions. Sure, it looks like something you'd like to see in the Google results. Next one is TF-IDF. So this one are really cool dashboard. So what this does is gives you a list of keyword suggestions based off TF-IDF, which is an algorithm that we know Google uses for indexing and ranking. The terms, they're not necessarily, variations of your keywords, closely related terms that you optimize for relevance and comprehensiveness. Keywords in here, you've got the number of competitors that use each of those keywords in here, recommendation in here. Or single word keywords, if you'd like that. So you can also optimize for some single word keywords, but to me, the phrases make much more sense. And the page reports. Offers reporting on two different levels. So inside content analysis here, those are the reports that will contain the data on the analysis of individual pages, the data that we just went through. And we've also got the site level reports in here, ones that sum up your site audit, your site crawl, predefined templates available in here. But you can also, if you like, you can also create completely custom ones with custom colors, with your brand, with your logo, etc. Template, it's relatively easy. You just click the plus button in here. There's a template that will serve as a base for your custom template. Oops. And then you've got all those sections in here, so you just add them in, want them to contain. You can also edit each of the sections in here and drop them. So it's as simple as that. Change, the logo or the language, the colors, etc. You just click the little settings button in here, and you've got the color settings, the font settings, etc. So it's really easy, and as soon as you're ready, click save, and it's done. Here's your custom report template. All right. That was my brief overview of the interface. Questions? If there's anything you'd like to learn about Website Auditor, I'll answer those right now. Adrian says, I wish the content editor worked with WordPress. That would be amazing. It's a bit tricky. It does technically work with WordPress in Website Auditor. You can totally edit the pages and analyze them in the same way as you would with any other website. The thing is that WordPress does not let you upload HTML pages inside the CMS. Problem, but as soon as you optimize pages, paste the content into, that should be totally fine. How many URLs can this crawl? Computer. Or there can be memory consumption issues with Website Auditor if you crawl a really large site, but there's a neat hack that lets you, increase the amount of memory that Website Auditor is allowed to consume on your computer. So if you just want that, they have a tutorial. It's relatively easy, and the only requirement is that it has enough memory. So you should be able to easily overcome that. Hey, how do I scan a website to find out if the Google Tag Manager pixel implemented on all pages? Okay, I'm afraid we do not currently, but that's really a question. So that's something I'm writing down for sure. Thanks for that. Add to Website Auditor lead generation tool. Website Auditor is a desktop application. It runs on your computer. It is not embeddable. I'm afraid not. Or Google Analytics code. Again, there is no direct way to do that, but one it's called custom search. If you know what you're doing, you will be able to check the Tag Manager code, custom search feature, and this webinar, I will post a link that tells you how to do that. Create a project, but got memory full warning. Tutorial for the extend memory hack. Okay, I'll post it in the comments as well. Plugin that connects Website Auditor with WordPress pages would be a great addition. Yeah, that's a fun one. That really sounds. Thanks. Open it, the program goes through an update and then doesn't open. Wrong. I don't know. That really does sound unusual. And if you can just Tim at support@link, they will be happy to help. I mean, this is not something that usually happens. So remotely connect to your computer to figure out what's wrong. Great. Don't show the site preview, just the gray image with the cross. Okay, if you just hover your mouse over the gray image, like a refresh button, just click that and it should work fine again. Okay, let me just make sure if I missed any questions. Would it be possible to implement the fixing recommendations with instruction-specific WordPress? Again, that's a pretty cool feature. That's not something that we can do at the moment, but WordPress integration is definitely something that we're working on for the future. So thanks for the idea. All right. Can we get the backlink comparison of our domain versus competitors? Tricks we could get. Okay, for the backlink comparison, we've got another tool in SEO Power Suite. It's called SEO Spyglass. Tool that is designed specifically for backlink analysis. Each backlink comparison module in that tool is got a free version. So if you just go to linkassistant.com, you can download SEO Spyglass and see if that works for you. Compare two crawls in one view. Not at the moment, but this is something we've got on our roadmap for 2018. So stay tuned for that. With Page Builder. Edited with Website Auditor while auditing. Again, yes, you can totally analyze and audit and crawl and edit those pages. The thing is that your CMS may not allow you to import restriction that's possible to get localized data. Optimization on Google Germany. Yes, absolutely. Page in the page audit view, you enter your keywords, and then at the next step, you have the option to select the search engine where you'd like to, add competitors from. So just select whatever German search engine will do it. Your Spyglass to AppSumo anytime soon. We don't have any specific plans at the moment. Possible, that's a possibility. Say is we have an AppSumo deal coming up 2018. It's not an SEO Power Suite tool. It's not Buzz Bundle. Something completely new that we're in the process of developing. And for updates from AppSumo, great, and you're going to love it. This website auditor plan is lifetime. Absolutely true. No search algo updates, no maintenance fee, everything, all kinds of update we ever auditor, everything is yours for life. Ayman is asking me to tell you more, guys. I can't really say a lot about that upcoming AppSumo deal that I mentioned. I can't say a lot just yet. One thing I can specify is that it's in February. Right. Yeah, totally. I will post the email address for our support team at the end of this webinar. If you guys have any other questions, any problems with the tool, if there's anything you don't quite understand it, the way it works, they will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay. Great. If we could open and close the left menu bar. Yeah, people are asking for that. That's definitely something we'll be adding super soon. So yeah. Does the tool support crawl of languages such as Arabic language? Yes. The crawl websites in any language, so no limitations here. What language your site is in, it will be analyzed just as well. To remember is that whenever you analyze individual pages, just make sure that you select your local search engine. How can I remove a keyword for the content audit? Give me a second. So when you're in the content analysis module, remove a keyword, or to add one for that matter, click the update analysis button, and then select your page and competitors' pages. And you'll be able to edit all of your keywords. If there are any updates released, as we have a desktop application, each time you start Website Auditor, it looks for updates. And when the updates are available, it just starts downloading them. And when it's downloaded, you're going to see a change list, or a quick overview of what's new, what's been added, what changed. Is the new upcoming software an SEO or an SEM tool? An SEO tool. It's a broader tool for businesses of all kinds and sizes, so it's not specifically focused on SEO. Big thing I'm waiting on is the interactive graphical maps of your site to be able to spot PageRank flow. I know, I'm looking forward to as well. So this is something great, and done this. So it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be actionable, highly customizable. Okay, more questions, guys? I don't have any more questions. I'll just I'll go on and post all the links that I promised. Another question: what is that interactive graphical map? Graphical map is basically a visualization of your website structure. Be able to choose to map according to the factor that your page rank, external and link rank, apps, etc. Going to visualize your site so you can easily spot, the isolated areas not linked to properly, and so on. Overview. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Great day. Thanks.